This episode on the Mesh.tv is sponsored by The Sock Factory, making quality socks in North Carolina since 1975. Producers of Crazy Compression, William Tucker, and FitSock, The Sock Factory has something for everyone. Find out more at thesockfactory.com.
What you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Welcome, everyone, to Street Circle Drive here on The Mesh. Welcome back to our faithful listeners. That would be you, Hootie Bowman. Otherwise, Hootie. Yes, thank you, Hootie.
Our future food correspondent.
We do hope to have the Hickory famous Hootie Bowman joining us soon on the podcast. But until then, thank you for listening to everyone. We are on The Mesh. Hopefully you have checked us out on our website, which is themesh.tv, or you have found us on iTunes or anything else really that plays podcasts. We're on there. Check out all the other shows on themesh.tv when you get a chance. We got something for everybody on there. But for you today, we are talking about Hickory. It's what we do here. And unfortunately, we don't have a guest today. Is it fortunately or unfortunately? I think it's fortunately.
I think it's fortunately. It's definitely fortunately.
Yes, Moose gets excited when we don't have a guest because their rants will ensue.
All the rants.
Yes. So without further ado, let's get started. Moose, McNally, welcome.
What's up?
What's up?
Glad to see you guys again. We have had a good lunch. We gave a spoiler alert the last recording that we already knew where we were going. So for those of you that listened, you should know where we went. Otherwise, you will hear in just a little bit where we just got done eating lunch. All of us are awake. Good.
For now.
Yep. It was a good thing. Good. A little hard getting McNally off the couch in my office, but yeah, let's get started with some Hickory stuff. Even though we don't have a guest, we thought we would just take on a couple of different things going on around here. Who wants to share something about Hickory? I know Moose does. Moose is itching to share something.
Well, guys, we've talked about local politics and the different races that are happening now. We have a local election that's getting ready to happen on May 8th. I think you can right now. Early voting has started, correct?
Yep.
Right. So currently, we've got a few hot races that are going on. Hot races. Just some of the hyper-local races that are being contested right now. The Catawba County Sheriff's race is happening with Don Brown, who is currently the chief of police in Newton, correct?
Correct. And
Jason Reed, who is a former Catawba County deputy, Sheriff. Also son of current.
Let's read. How about you read? Go ahead. Just read
Don't be scared.
Read from the internet what these people's titles and names
the
are.
Internets.
Right. I'm having a conversation here and get. Right?
Was it?
He likes it conversational.
I guess
he likes it.
You were finishing his sentences for him.
I know. I do that. I'm horrible for that. I'll stop, Moose.
No, that's fine. You can finish this. That's what a podcast is all about. You know, at times we actually do interrupt one another, which is okay.
I don't know. Not if you can't hear it when people are listening.
Are you sure about that?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Do you listen to these back?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too. I think I can hold a conversation without interrupting, I think.
Attaboy.
Yeah, all right. So Jason Reed is son of Sheriff Coy Reed, and he took a leave of absence from the Sheriff's Department to concentrate on this race. Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Does anybody else want to have any interjection to this race? No?
Nope.
Not going to talk about it?
We did just receive a breaking news alert.
There is a breaking news alert.
Today is Thursday the 19th?
Today is Thursday, April the 19th.
Yes.
We just got a notification over the interwebs that one of those candidates, Jason Reed, is currently being investigated by the SBI for stalking. So
no further details.
No further details were given to us. McNally, what do you think about that?
I think that's very interesting. A very interesting timing, of course, politically speaking. One thing that we've talked about with this, as well as especially the district attorney race, is that these are primary only races. So that's something to keep in mind. I know when I've mentioned that to several people, they've been interested or surprised that was the case. So if you're unaffiliated or a Republican voter, you actually have an opportunity to vote in the primary for sheriff and for DA, and then whoever wins that primary will hold that office come the general. So, that's something to keep in mind. If you are unaffiliated or Republican, please make sure you get out during the primary, which are typically going to be your lower numbers in a midterm season. This is a kind of one of those things that could fly under the radar if you're not paying attention.
Right. There's also the two candidates that McNally he brought up about the district attorney is David Lerner, who is the incumbent, who is currently the DA in our area, and Scott Riley. So make your choice wisely if you are Republican or unaffiliated, which also brings me into my first rant.
Make your choice wisely if you're voting. But
either way,
in
so
particular,
I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. If you're a registered Democrat, you absolutely have no voice in the sheriff or DA's race this year. None whatsoever. And I know the retort from that is, well, have Democrats run. Well, guess what? We live in the softest Republican area in the state. Pretty much. It's 80% Republican, if not that. So if you are a Democrat, tough luck. Really, that's basically what they're saying. Am I right or am I right?
Well, I get it, and I'm fine with that being the case for primaries. My whole thing is I do think it's interesting that some offices still go by, the party.
Yeah.
It's interesting I get it with certain things, but your sheriff, Democrat, Republican. I mean, some of them are just tough for me to sit there and say, "Oh,
right." So, what do you? This is why my whole thing is with that is that if you're typically a Republican, you're quote unquote tough on crime, right? I mean, that's basically what a lot of these folks are saying. However, it shouldn't make it flip if you're Democrat or Republican. It should be a nonpartisan seat, and I agree with you on that. But just being a registered Democrat for the last 20 years and not having a voice in either one of those races is just it doesn't sit well with me at all. I mean, primary or not, I don't think I should have to go out of my way and change my party affiliation just to be able to vote. That's un-American, I think. # America. No.
It's hard. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but it's hard for me to sit there and say that. I mean, that's just the way it's. I mean, I hate to be one of those people. That's the way it's always been, because those conversations never lead to a good place. But because it is, if it was nonpartisan, it wouldn't be a problem.
Right. Absolutely.
So
everybody would have
that's
a voice.
The
right.
case, but we've had the same thing with people on both sides of the aisle, whether that was for city, county. It just makes you definitely emphasizes the whole partisan politics world we live in. Like Mary-Margaret and I were talking before, we're both unaffiliated, in part because I don't want to be pigeonholed into any one corner. But at the same time, it does leave you open to then
have a voice a little bit.
Yeah, and be able to choose one. You can't vote in both primaries, but you choose one based on more than likely an instance like this, or if there's a real contentious race within the primary to hopefully put forth the best candidate for the general election, although I know even my father would sit there. He's a conservative, I'd say, overall, but he was a registered Democrat, and he always would like to joke and say he could go to the primary for the other party and then go put in the weakest candidate to the general election. So
Right. I'll say I saw a lot of stuff on the internet about people saying, it's easy, just go change your affiliation. And I'm just making that public, since we're talking about how we're registered here, is that I've been unaffiliated for a long time. So I am, I've actually ran into this situation in other locations before. And so I'm also not a two-party person. So that's the main reason that I chose to be unaffiliated back in the day. So I would really enjoy a third-party vote one day. I can cross my fingers and hope that my vote, at least makes a difference somewhere. But in this situation, in the local level, it does give me a little bit of a leg up to be able to, when there's not going to be like a Democratic primary, then I get to go in on this one and hopefully put who I would like in office.
And Moose, you'll get to vote. They'll have their name on the ballot in November.
You get to mark beside it.
Okay, yeah, congratulations. I just don't get to vote for one of them. I mean, it's just...
But it's that way in any election,
right. Hopefully people will make the Republicans in our area will make a wise decision, so I will be able to check a mark in November, and hopefully they'll make the right choice. Let's just say that, hopefully.
What other races are going on during this campaign?
Currently, the Catawba County Board of Commissioners seats are open. Folks that are running for that. Randy Eisenhower, Kitty Barnes, Sherry Butler, and Derek Colson are all running for that. Also, the Catawba County Clerk of Superior Court, Kim Sigmund and Kathy Starnes are running for that. And also in other districts that are close to us but still represent us in North Carolina is the House District 5, Jenny Marshall and Dee Dee Adams, who are two Democrats running in that Democratic primary. In the Republican side of District 05 is Virginia Fox, who has been an incumbent and been in Congress for at least 4 or 5 terms, right? She's been there a while. But Patrick McHenry in our seat, I mean, he's up against 5 different candidates. So we'll see how that all shakes out in that.
So tell us again the dates of when everything is occurring.
Sure. The primary election here is May the 8th. And you can go to your polling place for that, or you can early vote at the Highland Rec if you're in Hickory, and then, of course, your own polling place on the 8th. And then the winners of these primaries, of course, will go on to have their name on the ballot in November, first Tuesday. So write that down.
Excellent. You know what election time really makes me want to do, though?
Paul your eyes out.
I think I know where this is headed.
It really makes me want to drink.
That's what I thought you were
So what's a good thing to do this weekend, anybody?
Hickory Hops, the best frat party in town.
Hey.
Thank you, McNally. I believe you're referring to the quote listed in the paper today that we saw. Again, it's Thursday the 19th, and Hickory Hops is this weekend. And the first quote in the paper states, "This is not a frat party."
And it's officially not.
It is definitely not.
Tis not.
There's no Greek letters
I was
on
in a
Hickory
fraternity.
Hops.
This is not a fraternity party.
No, it is a beer festival located in downtown Hickory. So,
16 years. I mean, this
Yes.
I think in the article it did say it's the 3rd longest running one in the state. So
yeah, and they get a great crowd. They draw a lot in. I think it's very important for us to have this here. Jason Yates and his crew up there at the tap room and everyone up there, really Old Hickory Brewery, really work hard on this, and props to them for everything that they've put into it, if you will.
And Connie, we had Connie in here a couple months ago in Downtown Development Association.
It's a big thing. Hopefully it draws attention to not just Hickory, but your Hickory's downtown area and what they're capable of. I think festivals like this, and, not just speaking about hops, but Oktoberfest is big for Hickory. And then on a smaller level, more local level, we have things such as the
Any of the music under the sails.
Sales events, yes, and Pops concerts and stuff like that, which I think are just really amazing things that we're all very lucky to have. So hopefully people are going to get out and enjoy hops. Looks like it's going to be a nice weather weekend, which is not always the case for hops. Let's say that. But then again, it is
always spotty.
That's right. It is North Carolina, so it could change tomorrow. I'm not really sure.
Should be sunny in the high 60s. That'd be nice.
That would be really nice. So hopefully people get out there and enjoy Hickory hops, and that is Saturday the 21st. Absolutely. You do have to be 21 and over to enter, and I have seen people turned away even if the DD is under 21. Your DDs do have to be at least 21 years old as well to even enter. So with that, also you can't bring like your little children. Like there's not even strollers and stuff like that.
At least 21 to even get into this.
Every single person 21 years old. So
they're more likely to spill. You don't want to have those sort of accidents when they're
absolutely
out and about on Hickory hops.
Yes. Usually a little bit of snack food out there as well, but I would recommend bringing some pretzels.
It's $30 a person.
It is $30. I did check. I got into McNally about the wrong price, but he was correct. I will be the first one to admit when I'm wrong. It was $30.
$10 for DDs.
Yeah,
so
$10
even if you're
for
the
DDs.
DD, it's $10.
Leave your kids and dogs at home.
Yes.
Right.
Understood.
Yeah, no dogs allowed. So.
Yep, there'll be some music going on, I'm sure, during that. Who else performing, Moose?
Red Dirt Revelators are playing 1 to 3. Baby Black Orchestra is playing 4 to 6. In between those two guys will be the Bobby Bush, who we referenced earlier. He is the owner of Hops and Grapes, and he does the judging. And so you find out the results in between the two sets there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Good. So hopefully people will get out and enjoy that. And, if you go to Hops and you're standing out there, the location right there beside the station, Hickory Station downtown, and then it kind of crosses over into the craft beer cellar parking lot, I think of that, at least now. And so, what's going to go right there soon is the City Walk.
Right. Man, you're doing a good job of blending all
segues, yes,
blending all this together.
Right. So did you guys see on Facebook the other day the post from the Hickory Daily Record about the parking situation downtown?
I did see that.
Did you read it?
I did read that.
Did you watch the little videos?
I did watch the video.
Okay. So downtown has always suffered from what I think is part perception and part reality of a parking problem.
Mm-hmm. Perception is reality, though.
Well,
it is. You hear it all the time.
I know. So therefore it's true. Yeah. We do hear a lot from people, there's not enough parking. The parking's not properly laid out. I do agree that there could be some improvements out there. However, I also come from a standpoint that I do think that there's a little bit of laziness sometimes because, I've lived in places where I'm pretty excited to be parking within 5 blocks of where I'm going. Yeah. And even then I'm paying for it too. And here, if it's not 3, it's free. That's the motto for parking spots downtown. It's either 3-hour parking or it's free parking. And so there's a lot of little hidden lots. I don't want to say lots, but strips of free parking, if you will, in certain places that I am looking forward to. Some buzz I'm hearing about some parking space maps being released soon to help kind of encourage use of some very close by parking spaces that usually don't have people parking in them.
Right. There's so many free parking spaces. I think it's upwards of 1,400 or something like that available parking spaces in downtown Hickory. Now, granted, downtown Hickory is 30 blocks. It's the largest downtown area in North Carolina, according to Connie and other downtown associations. But honestly, I think we've touched on this. I've talked to other folks about this. The perception is that you can't find a place to park in downtown Hickory, and it's just patently false. There's so many lots there's one by the station. There's an entire parking lot by City Hall, and I'll say it. Are the Hickory nuts lazy? Are you guys just lazy, not wanting to walk?
Tell me this: what's your favorite parking spot in downtown Hickory?
In the back here in the office.
No, everybody wants to park on the square.
Everybody wants to park on the square.
On the square or on Second.
Walk 20 feet into their storefront. That's what they want.
To see the whites of the eyes of the people in the store that they're going to.
Agreed. What I was saying is I have a favorite parking spot.
You actually have a literal favorite
parking spot.
You have a favorite parking spot.
I do, because it seems to always have spots open because nobody else uses it because they think they're walking too far.
Are you scared to say it right now because you might lose?
No, unless Hootie Bowman takes it, because I'm not sure who else is using listening to this.
Friends.
That's fine. That's fine. You know what? I'm happy to share the love. But I love parking on top of the parking deck.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Yeah, I love parking that, and then if you just come off the top of it,
I always forget about that.
Yeah, just come off of that and walk across Trade Alley.
Yeah.
And you go uptown, up the steps beside the beautiful mural, and that is called Widener Alley, in case you guys didn't know it. Walk through Widener Alley and get up there, and you're right beside the wine shop and the soap shop, and I mean, you're right there, but you also, like you said, could turn around the other way and head to the Carolina Movie Theater, Hatch, wherever, Lindy Furniture, all that stuff over there. That's my favorite jam.
And you know what? I always forget about that because I always remember parking underneath the deck is not
right
that convenient, especially with
very
the movies.
Reserved.
And it's just tight squeeze.
So many reserved spots in there, too. But yeah, the top, people forget about the top.
And now it's going to be full, and
now
you'll have yourself to blame.
Yes. It's all right. It's all right. Maybe then that would take a few people off the complainers list.
Maybe.
Probably not. So, some recent work's been done to Trade Alley back there. So it's, it's nice pavement and, there's asks, if you will, for people to, hopefully the city will contribute some better lighting throughout downtown and really make people feel a little safer and stuff. But I'm hoping as part of the city walk that some of these beautification things will get included and make people feel even better about maybe enjoying their walk, even if it's a little bit further away from their actual destination. I mean, the fact of the matter is there's only so many spots you can put in front of every single shop downtown.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. Unless you want your entire downtown space to be a parking lot, which I personally would be very upset about if that was the case. They take away the sales, the green space, everything else. That just is not feasible to me. And
I think the lights and beautification, anything they could do it just directs and reminds people of where it is. So then
absolutely.
Not only does it make it just more appealing when you're walking to and from, but it actually just reminds people. Because again, you get in your mode, you have a favorite parking spot. Half the time you probably don't even think when you're driving to it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's easy to sit there and think, maybe I'll get a spot in Union Square this time. And then when you don't, guess what? There's no parking in this town, even though you just parked over where the new Lowe's, park is. Really, you just have to cross the street now.
Yeah.
And I've been guilty of that, but I also like you said, I've worked in downtown Charlotte and I've had to pay $20 a day to then walk 6 blocks to the office. And it's one thing when it's nice weather. But.
True. Doesn't always happen that way, though. I mean, it's not always the most pleasant thing, but you're thankful that you're not 20 blocks away. So, or having to take, a second route into it, by bus or anything, right? So hopefully we'll be hearing more about the City Walk coming up and some of the changes.
Speaking of walking.
Hey, what's that?
I'm trying to segue like you, young lady.
Do it.
So my most comfortable walks are when I'm wearing tennis shoes and socks.
Good call.
And the best socks to wear when you're walking around downtown Hickory or any downtown where you might be listening from are socks from The Sock Factory. Made in North Carolina since 1975. There are 3 lines of socks: Crazy Compression, William Tucker, and Fit Sock. And I have to say, after I complained a little bit, I was a little whiny, chicken hiney a couple of times about not having any of these socks. And Mary-Margaret kept bragging about them. Moose got tired of my lip. They took good care of me. Got me 4 or 5 pairs of socks. And holy cow, I'm converted. I have all of the William Tucker. And awesome style, very comfortable. You know what? Go right now, as long as you're not driving. If you're driving, be safe. But go right now to www.thesockfactory.com and order yourself some socks because you will not regret it. It's better to spend a little bit of money and have a comfortable sock that you can wear for a long time. Stop getting those chintzy socks that then have holes in them after a couple of months. And when you put your socks on, then walk around downtown Hickory from your parking spot from a block away.
That's right.
Absolutely.
The Sock Factory. Thank you for sponsoring.
Thanks, Banks Brothers.
Show. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I don't have. I'm not a man. Just putting that out there. But yes. Okay. But I do hear that the William Tucker socks are some of the best for staying up.
They are.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to sound corny saying it. No, they absolutely they're awesome. Yep, they stayed up. They didn't roll down, slide. Yes.
Nice.
So very pleased. Good
I am very partial to the crazy compression ankle socks. I have them on right now. And I wear them, and I have them sort of like dress boots right now, and I'll wear them with everything. But they put that little bit of pressure right around my arch.
Do you have plantar sometimes, or just now you won't
nice.
because you have these awesome socks?
I don't know because I've got amazing socks on. I don't know if I have any foot troubles or not because I feel like I'm walking on clouds with tight
I need to
little,
get some of those. Now I'm a convert. I'm definitely going to get some of those.
You need to try out the compression socks. They're amazing. So anyway, thank you very much to the Sock Factory. We appreciate it. Moving on. So I do have an event I wanted to share with you guys coming up. It is called Denim and Diamonds. Mm-hmm. Yes, Denim and Diamonds is an annual fundraiser put on by the Children's Advocacy and Protection Center. Great cause in Catawba County. And this event I've been to several times, but I have to tell you, it's one of the more comfortable events that you'll ever go to because they encourage you to wear jeans. You know, and what formal event do you not get excited about wearing like jeans to, right? So this will be happening on the 28th of April, not this Saturday, but the next. And all the proceeds stay here in the county and work towards the children who have been abused in our county. And I was lucky enough recently to celebrate April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And we went and sadly, but I had the honor of doing it, we hung up some onesies with names of the children across the state that have died from abuse. And, you know, there was 27 of them. 27 kids across the state that have died this past year from abuse by the hands of a loved one or, well, I don't want to say loved one, but a family member or a caretaker. Like, this is not random violence type stuff.
Yeah,
this
that's usually the case.
This is the problem. It's abuse.
People
you know? That's right. It's usually people you know. Yeah,
it's not the mystery person in the windowless van like
exactly
we
like
joke
you were
about.
Taught when you were a kid.
And, yeah, stranger danger sort of
yes.
thing.
So this event's very important, but it's a great night. Lots of people come out there. Good food, good drinks. We got a hog donated by the Hogs. It's a motorcycle group. Pays for the hog every year. It's pretty cool. Pig picking, you know.
I like it.
They also have barbecue chicken, a raffle with some amazing prizes. So that you don't have to worry about silent auction stuff and bidding and doing all that stuff. You just buy tickets and put it in a bucket on the things that you really like, and then you get to see if your name's drawn. It's a really cool event. Anyway, it is tickets are for sale at the Catawba County CAPC.org website, and let us know if you have any questions about it.
What's the date on that?
April 28th.
April 28th.
Yes, starts at 6:30, and it's out at a farm.
It's on a farm.
Super cool. Yeah, it's super cool. Broken Arrow Farm is the name of it, but if you want to find more about it, there's stuff on Facebook as well. But just wanted to put that out there because it's a cool event that is serving the county and is staying local. So enjoy that. Speaking of local. The whole show's local. I don't know how I could use that as a segue, but it really is. Let's get on to something really exciting and fun to share. You know how we love our Bears, right? I mean,
Bears for life.
McNally kind of likes the Bears, but
I love a bear because my wife's in grad school there
You
right
do
now,
love
so
a bear,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So you love that bear.
One.
Yeah.
But she's awesome. So it definitely fills my world with love for the Bears.
Bear.
And
Yes. Well, congratulations to the Lenore Ryan Bears women's lacrosse team who claimed the SAC championship.
Yeah, they did.
Boom. First time for women's lacrosse to do this. And they took down Queens, which has been a dominant force in the SAC.
Went undefeated in the conference.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
How long
so
have
bravo
they had
to
lacrosse
them.
now, you think?
What's that?
How long have they had lacrosse? About 5-6 years?
Ooh, probably at least 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
was
not
wondering.
sure.
I know it's just taken off. I mean,
That's right.
Even here locally now with, middle school, rec league, high schools. I don't know if the middle schools are having teams, but,
Rec
boys and
leagues,
girls,
definitely.
the rec leagues are picking up. And I imagine in the next few years,
Even bigger.
it'll be really
Especially if they keep on this tear.
Right.
But they've had an amazing season from what I understand. It's just really cool to see more sports doing well over at Lenore Ryan.
Right, for sure.
They had a tennis group make it to the conference tournament for like the first time in a really long time. The program, actually, when Moose and I were in school there, it's really funny. They did away with the tennis program.
Our freshman year.
However, yes, our freshman year. However, there were some students that had already been awarded tennis scholarships before the program was cut. And so they spent the next 4 years riding a tennis scholarship when you don't have a team.
Shout out to Kirk Ranny out there.
Yes, that's exactly what I was
gig,
thinking about. I
actually.
know. I mean, pretty sweet deal, but I always thought it was funny that he would literally tell somebody, I'm here on a tennis scholarship, and everybody's like, we don't have a tennis team, and he's like, yep. It was just interesting.
He's like, yep,
but,
going off to practice. I'm like, really? He's like, nope.
Nope.
Don't have to do anything.
Just kidding. But it is pretty fun that the tennis team is now excelling. They've got international students coming in and playing as well, and making a trip into the tournament that they've not really had before. So way to go for a lot of LR teams.
That's right. And LR just broke ground on a new grandstand at the soccer and track facility out there.
Finally. Yeah, they've got such a beautiful facility out there within the Moretz complex.
Compound,
yes, if you will. But now having a little grandstand is going to be nice.
For sure. They've come a long way from us dragging couches out there
Yeah,
on the sidelines. That was the days.
that happened, or just standing on your back porch watching. I didn't even have to go down to the field.
Yeah.
But LR's got a lot going on. Of course, we have the new era in football coming up. Coach Chronic in the house.
Yeah, Chronic.
Coach Chronic. Hashtag Coach Chronic. Hashtag Chronic time.
Make sure you add Coach.
Chronic time.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to put that on the posters.
Never
But
know,
hey,
man. Hey, whatever draws in a crowd.
if they want to, we
Yeah.
know where they get some creative talent to make that such a poster happen.
You know, Mary-Margaret and I went to the press conference when he was introduced as new head ball coach at LR, and he seems like he is got it figured out. So all those Bear football fans out there, good times ahead, I think.
I believe so too. I feel really good about him. He's kind of put some rules down.
Right.
And you know what? Let me tell you something really, since we're just having a conversation here. Let me just tell you the other day. So my youngest daughter takes a little cheerleading class over at LR. It's once a week. They do it during the school year. So they perform at homecoming and walk in the homecoming parade, and then they perform at basketball for a couple of games, and then they perform for the last time that year. They perform at the exhibition where the real cheerleading squad for LR does like a sort of like a dress rehearsal before they head off to national competition. Okay. And that's when the cheerleading team can invite friends and family to come and watch, cheer them on so that they perform their routine in front of a live audience type deal. Right. So, my youngest daughter performed her routine prior to this. So she got to wear a little uniform one more time, and it was just cute to go. And she wanted to cheer on her friends that were on the cheerleading squad. I was there, and the entire side of Schuford Gymnasium was full watching this. And I was thinking, wow, that's crazy. Like this friends and family coming from around here and stuff. Turns out Coach Chronic has allowed his football players to count a visit to watch this as study hours for that week if they went and cheered on the cheerleading squad.
That's great. Cool.
Because he knew that they were heading off to a competition. Saw lots of coaches there, lots of other students and stuff. And I just thought that's pretty classy. I mean...
Well, there had a lot of their football players were in uniform dressed up for the charity chase was this past weekend.
Awesome.
Where, different nonprofit organizations can kind of volunteer during the race to hand out water and such to the runners. And they had the football players were out there too. I think
that's great.
I know they've always done things like that, but I do think Coach Chronic's definitely going to have a larger commitment, as the university has, to really deepening and strengthening that town and gown feel for LR. I mean, I think they've been Hickory's college, but I do think that there's an opportunity for it to really just permeate throughout the city, and I think that the wheels are in motion to make that happen.
And I'm super excited that we have coaches. Everett Sullivan, the basketball coach, he is known for it as well. His basketball team actually showed up at my kids' fall festival, which was really cool. They were helping people with their silent auction items. If you won, they carried it out to your car. And then they got out there and did the Cupid Shuffle with the kids on the dance floor. I just think that's really cool stuff. I attended the Bears Casino Night recently, which was a fundraiser for all sports at Lenoir, and played a little roulette beside Coach Sullivan. He was fun, and saw Coach Chronic there, lots of other coaching staff members there, but it's pretty cool. The soccer team had just had the Mia Hamm soccer camp come through. Big deal. Had a couple of former professional soccer players actually come to casino night because the camp had finished up that day, and they came in their stuff, their gear. I don't play soccer. I don't really know what they call it.
Gear.
Gear. Garb. Yes.
The kit.
Yeah. So I'm really stoked about all the Lenore Ryan stuff going on, I mean, we're kind of getting to a good solid place, and hopefully that's going to continue, and we will be back on top during tailgate season.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. If the football team lives up to what the cheerleaders did at their national competition this year, we'll be all right.
Absolutely. I would take second place all day long.
For sure.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Cheer Bears won, they came in second this past, a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Back in the 1st of April, and they came in second in the D2 National Cheerleading Association Championship. So that's
sweet.
good for them.
This is the big deal. It's a big deal. It's in Daytona Beach, I believe.
It is.
Is it for D2?
They have
break it
both.
down?
They have both D1 and D2.
Yes.
But they break it down.
Broke them out
they
like
do break them out, and they actually have them in different categories. And this year, the LR team performed in the game day division, which was super cool to watch. I mean, I know you guys are probably not sitting at home watching cheerleading competitions on ESPN.
I will be soon.
ESPN
I have a little one who's
Right.
You were saying that, talking about it. She'll be doing that.
Yes, and I mean, whether you've seen it or not, cheerleading competitions typically it's like a long program, right? And it's just tumbling and tossing and doing a cheer and dancing and stuff all at one time, right? So the game day division is fairly new in this competition, nationals level competition. So they actually do what they would perform on a sideline, which is where that's what cheerleaders are there for, right? They're performing at a game. So this was, they had drummers from the marching band go with them to competition. They have the mascots. They actually do cheers where they have the signs, L, R, U.
Purple, gold.
And, right.
Yeah, those ones will stick
Those,
too.
yeah, okay.
Those count too.
And it was really neat to watch because they had the majorette with them, and she flung swords.
Huh?
Pardon me?
Yeah, the little swords that hook onto each other, and then they're like blades or whatever. I don't know. She's awesome. Sabrina Powell over at LR. Shout out to her. She did a great job. But it was really cool to watch. It was like you were getting to see what you really think of as cheerleaders, which is performing on the sidelines at a game. So congrats to them, by all means. Yes.
I think
what else
it was
going
probably
on?
a circus down there. Hey.
You're trying. That was a good one. You want to get on to what we ate today?
I mean, I was just thinking.
I like it.
That
was a good attempt.
That's
Just out there.
Solid attempt.
Solid-ish.
Right. So let's get on with our food review then. One of my favorites, one of the excitement, and we talked about it last time. Circus Hall of Cream. Thank you.
Step right up.
No problem.
Yes. Moose, you had been to a Circus Hall of Cream.
Right. I was able to go to the Circus Hall of Cream when it was on 127.
Its previous location.
Back in the day. It was where Cookout is right now.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
In that vicinity of the Cookout location. McNally, you had never been to a Circus Hall of Cream.
Maiden voyage.
Wow. All right. So we'll let you take it away with your first impression.
Okay. First impression is...
First of all, where are we?
Where are we? We are in Longview.
Yes.
The thriving metropolis, of which Hickory is a suburb.
No loitering, you get $250 fine.
Oh, I didn't see that sign.
Big signs when you walk in, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Longview town.
Right in Longview, just about half mile shy of where we were reviewing our last restaurant with Duck and Good.
Duck and Good food place.
Heading west out on, I guess that's Main Avenue?
First.
Mm-hmm. And it's on the left. It's tucked in just off the road, so you got to kind of watch for the sign and pay attention. But it's very cool with the old school feel of dining outside. So they have several tables outside. It's got the yellow and gold awning. Looks a little bit like a circus tent. Thus fitting.
As it should.
Yeah. But it is, you walk up and order at the window, the menu out there, and you just sit out there and wait for it because they're actually making it. It's not like a typical fast food place that just has majority of their stuff sitting under warmers. So you order it, and they'll go back and make it. And they'll call you out, and you just enjoy outside. Hopefully on a day it's not quite as windy as it was today, but it was still a nice treat to go out there and enjoy it. So I went out, and I took some recommendations. That's where we talk about our dear friend Hootie Bowman told me he was very excited about us visiting the circus. And so I went with what I found from Mary-Margaret is kind of they're known for the foot-long hot dog. Came with chili, onions, slaw, and mustard.
The trifecta.
The trifecta.
The
Carolina.
quadfecta.
It is the Carolina.
Yes, it's the Carolina. That's right.
It was very good. I'm sure there's a lot of nostalgia there also for people that have been going there for a long time, getting a foot-long hot dog. I enjoy hot dogs. I'm not a huge hot dog fan, but I knew I couldn't walk away from this place. I mean, it does kind of ooze. Like, if you go here, you need to get a hot dog.
Right.
Then I got the Monster Burger, which I think is just a larger patty than their normal cheeseburger, and it had lettuce and tomato, so I had my vegetables.
Yes, good.
It's a salad. It's a salad.
It really is a salad with burger.
It's all the food groups.
It had mayonnaise. I'm not a huge mayonnaise guy, but it definitely wasn't overpowering. It was a good burger for a quick order from a window place. I enjoyed it. And then I got a chocolate milkshake. So I took it easy. I didn't get any fries. But I got a chocolate milkshake, and it was... We were even talking about... This is how we deep dive on these things for the listening public.
It's all for Hootie.
This is for you.
This is for you, the listener out there.
So the milkshake was great. This definitely wouldn't be like a Frosty or a Concrete from old school like Good Berries and Raleigh, where they turn it upside down. No, this one runs.
Good Berries. I love Good Berries.
Yeah,
or Blizzards. Yeah, right.
Where they turn it upside down to show, look how thick it is. Do not make mistake with that. You can drink it through a regular straw right away. And let's be honest, you had me at milkshake. It's just a food staple. I got chocolate. It did not disappoint. So this is one of those places for a quick... Mary-Margaret disagrees a little bit. For a quick fast food burger, a walk-up place, the nostalgia for it, I can only imagine, especially if you would go there as a kid or in high school or college or whatnot. I enjoyed my first visit to Circus Hall of Cream.
Good.
What would you rate it if you had to rate it?
I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
There you go.
Nice. Moose, what'd you think?
First of all, I love walk-up establishments. It reminds me of summertime. After Little League games, your parents would take you, after dentist appointments or whatever. We heard that today. I had the Chick-fil-A chicken fillet sandwich and fries, and they were great. And if y'all can remember back when, at least when I was in high school, they serve the type of fries they serve in the high school cafeterias, the real shoestring type fries they're out of bounds. They're so good. The chicken fillet sandwich, fried chicken with I had lettuce, tomato, onion, and pickle on it, and it was good. It was one of the better fried chicken sandwiches I've had recently. And as most of my friends know, I am a chicken sandwich connoisseur, if you will. So I give Circus Hall of Cream a solid 6 out of 7. I didn't go milkshake today because those things hit me like a brick. I'm not much of a podcast host as it is, much less a podcast host with a milkshake belly. But no, I thought it was great. I forgot how good it was. Where Cookout is now, Circus Hall of Cream is where Cookout was, like we said. But so the walk-up establishments that I usually go to is Cookout. But if Circus Hall of Cream and Cookout are across the street from one another, I'm gonna have to flip a coin. So nice. It's a good spot. Take your folks, take your family out there, and they have slushies and all sorts of stuff. And believe it or not, like it's so affordable. I mean, of course you believe it because we're telling you, but it's the footlongs under $3. Mary-Margaret, you said they're on special
on Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights are footlong hot dog nights for $1.90.
For $1.90, folks. So if you're into footlong hot dogs and are around there on Wednesday nights, you know where to go.
I think you can. I mean, McNally is the only one that had a hot dog or a footlong today. I mean, would you say that footlong you received for? If you were to get it on a Wednesday night for $1.90, that's a steal. Darn good value,
that's a
right?
Steal. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's just not hamburgers and hot dogs, though. They've got chicken fingers, they've got the chuck wagon, barbecue, corn dogs, footlong corn dog, ice cream sundaes, parfaits, banana splits, hot fudge sundaes, flurries, the whole deal. So
the whole cream.
Yeah, they do.
Where the Hall of
the Hall of Cream. They
yes.
do have all of them. Mary-Margaret, tell us about your lunch.
So I went with my good standard. I am, I guess, the one around the table here that does still frequent Circus Hall of Cream, like more on the regular. I enjoy going there and going through the drive-through, which, this is, as McNally was saying, it's, I guess, fast food because it's got a drive-through, but I don't consider it fast food. One, because it does take a little bit longer because you're receiving your food fresh. But two, it's just real classic. Not much has changed. I know I can go there and get that same burger, hot dog, affordable price, get it in my bag. I can take it back to my office, eat in my car, whatever I want to do. So I do frequent the drive-through more often. And then today I enjoyed sitting outside and ordering at the window. There was a good crowd there today.
I was shocked.
Yeah, honestly, it's not like I never see it bare. Like, there's always people going through there. Again, I think just because of the price and the consistency. You want a hamburger or a hot dog? We went to Sonny's early on in the season of this show, and same kind of concept. Affordable hamburger, hot dog. That's what you want. You're in luck. And
but Sonny's sit down in a more forgotten area where there's
right.
a lot of other options. I mean,
yeah.
They're 11:40, 11:45.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a crowd.
Absolutely.
A consistent crowd.
Absolutely. Right. Definitely cars full in the parking lot. So I had a hamburger. I don't do cheeseburgers. I enjoy a hamburger. So I had a hamburger combo, which comes with fries and a drink. I got a cherry vanilla lemon drink, not slushy, as part of my combo. And then I ordered a milkshake for them to make on the delay, which is how the locals do it. Oh. Right. You get it on the delay so that after you... Yeah.
Pro tip.
Fruit hack, yeah.
You get it on delay, they make a note of it, and then they wait a few minutes after you've received your food at the window, and then they make your milkshake, and you can go up there and get it, so it's truly dessert. So I like the classic stuff there. My kids like the chicken tenders. My oldest daughter likes the BLTs, and my dad really likes the hot dogs. So it's a good old-fashioned family place. Like Moose said, my kids get to go there after they have a good dentist report, which is weird, but it's kind of our thing.
See, and then that'll be the nostalgia thing for them when they get older, which you have now from when you were younger. I mean...
So, I used to go there and get footlong hot dogs after church on Wednesday nights in Hickory on 127. It was kind of a longer place on the inside. Talk about like circused out. I mean, it was crazy circus theme on the inside. And then a lot of people didn't know, but that the Circus Hall of Cream then moved over to Highway 70 where the German restaurant used to be. And that's where it was located over there. Wasn't quite the same. A little bit too big then, I felt like. And then from there, unfortunately, Longview's the Lone Ranger now. But it's definitely staying busy, appears to be.
I think Longview's embraced it.
Yes. But hopefully some others from Hickory will get out there and enjoy it. My burger, when you order a burger standard there, and I didn't say anything, I didn't ask to add or remove anything. I just take it as it comes, and it's chili slaw onions on it. So, and it's good. It's real good. And I enjoy the fries as well, as Moose said. Yeah.
Honestly, they do taste like the cafeteria fries that were so good back in the day.
Yeah,
It's almost identical. It was.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. But I don't think you can beat something like that for a pickup dinner. You want to take it home to your family, pick up a handful of burgers, and take your friends or whatever. And it's affordable. My meal plus milkshake was $8 total. Yeah. So, I think that's a pretty sweet deal for a full belly, if you will. I definitely give it like a 8.5 out of 10. Just because, again, nostalgia, but also the classic affordability.
So if you folks want to visit the Circus Hall of Cream, the actual physical address is 211 22nd Street Southwest, Hickory. So if you put that into your GPS, it will take you right to it. And it is, and like they said, it is kind of off the road a smidge, so you kind of have to look for the sign.
Big red and gold sign, Circus Hall of Cream.
If you're afraid of clowns, don't go there.
Yeah, if they would have been playing music outside, I mean, like circus music or something, I think that would just be
or tigers
over the top.
or something.
Yeah,
It'd be great.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wouldn't add anything to it, but own it.
I was looking forward to like the trapeze artist and something. I was so let down.
None of that.
No.
Anyway, all right, guys. You guys got anything else to share for the greater good? Hey, I see you got a crawdad schedule in there in front of you. It looks like the crawdads are back in home.
A long homestand starting Monday the 23rd. They will be 7 straight nights of crawdad baseball.
Wow, really?
Friends. Yep.
Excellent.
In May, fast approaching Craw Moms Day.
Dun dun dun.
What's going to happen when the crawdads actually change their name?
The hate on the internet, I can feel it already.
No kidding. Well, have you guys been out to the crawdads game yet?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. But I know on Tuesdays they have $1 hot dogs. Speaking of hot dogs.
Yes.
$1 hot dogs, couple dollar beers.
Yes.
Thursday nights, Thursday, they have a band out there.
They sure do. It's sponsored by Trip Cody's.
That's right.
Well, Blair Cody.
Right.
We can say Trip if you went to school with them.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Blair Cody's law offices are sponsoring the after show out there.
Correct. He's a bear.
It's a show, for sure.
It is a show.
Otherwise, yeah, so check out the crawdads for sure. Lots of spring events getting ready to come up. I'm sure in coming episodes we'll have lots more outdoorsy stuff to talk about that's going to be happening because the weather will be turning our way soon.
Can't wait. It's starting to.
It'll get there. It'll get there. All right, guys. So until next time, hey, Hootie, if you got a couple recommendations, come and join us. Please enjoy lunch with us and then come sit in on the show and let everybody know who you are out there. Otherwise, until then, I hope everybody tunes into the mesh.tv and checks out all the other podcasts out there. Thanks to our sponsors, the Sock Factory. We encourage you to subscribe and like any of our posts on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram at themesh.tv. So until next time, say goodbye, boys.
Bye, boys.
Later, Hickory Nuts.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.